In 1993, Steven Spielberg made Jurassic Park. I mess up the words usually and say Jurassic Park, but that's on me. But it was such a hit that everyone was hopping on the bandwagon. And I'm not just talking about Jurassic World from nowadays, but a lot of exploitation films started using dinosaurs. So what's better than Jurassic Park? Well, Jurassic Dead. Come on, taking dinosaurs and zombies and mix them together? That sounds freaking awesome. But I'm guessing they fucked it up. The first time there's a crap movie is The Case. It looks like a 9th grader's freaking Photoshop project. Like, look at the dinosaur. It looks terrible. Look at the ribs. Ugh. On the back. Why, it doesn't even have a dinosaur. It's a giant cat. And this guy who looks like a Mad Max reject. A couple soldiers, which also have on the back. And him, who looks like he's a Mortal Kombat reject. Okay, let's pop this prehistoric turd in. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I watch a lot of crap. Like, a lot. I've watched both troll movies, both Silent Night, Deadly Nights, but never have I seen something this terrible. I gotta say, the worst thing about this film, though, is it doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, it isn't a horror film, and it isn't an action film or a sci-fi film, or a zombie film for that matter. The first time you really see the zombie T-Rex, not including the very first time, but when you don't really get a good look at him, the first time you get a good look at the zombie T-Rex, it's 40 minutes into the movie. Which seems to be an ongoing theme with terrible films. And you know what? Hey, if the effects aren't that great, don't show them off. Which is another thing, the effects. Oh my god. The effects. The puppets, I get that they didn't have a budget for realistic, nice looking puppets, so they went with like a corny style, but wow. That was bad. Like, really bad. While talking about effects, I know this doesn't really count, but I put in the same category. The color grading in this movie is absolutely freaking terrible. Everything looks really, really bland. But here comes the main star, the crowning glory of this shit heap, the green screen effects. This whole film looks like a kindergartner green screened it. Like, I don't think one thing, including the outside scenes where you just need to find a goddamn road, I don't even think those were real. They looked like crap. There's a scene where I can't show you because of, YouTube copyright, but there's a scene where the camera kind of like circles around while they're in the car, but the background, since it's green screened, is moving with the camera, so you can tell it's green screened. And while we're talking about the car, let's talk about the characters. Everyone's favorite thing. So let's do the character roll call, starting with the soldiers. First things first, Duke Nukem. Yes, I know it's technically not Duke Nukem, but since they refer to him as Duke Nukem, and it's very clear that they were going for Duke Nukem, it's freaking Duke Nukem, and somebody's getting sued up the ass for that one. The rest of them, there is a Jersey Shore guy, and then forgettable character, and Captain Confederate. Yeah, that's a character, because let's throw that in there. That's nuts. Let's throw in stereotypes. And speaking of stereotypes, let's go on to the teenagers. The teenagers in this film. We got the stoner, we got the jock, we got the dumb blonde, and then the moody teenager, I'd say. But that makes it sound like this is a horror film. And you know what, hell, it's Jurassic Dead. You would think it's a horror film, I guess, if you weren't. No, you would think that's a horror film. That is a horror film. That is a zombie horror film with some action thrown in based on the cover, but the back, that looks like a horror film, right? No, it's not. It's not a horror film. It's not a sci-fi movie. It is not a zombie movie. It is just Jurassic Dead. It's the best way I can explain it. It is its own category. Now let's talk about the main villain. the beginning part with him is... Yeah, the scientist. And yep. Now let's talk about him at the end of the movie, with him being Immortan Joe. But like, if your 12-year-old decided that they were going to do Immortan Joe, because God, just why? Why would you do this? Dinosaurs and zombies. How could you get this wrong? Like, I couldn't sit through this. I have not seen the ending of this film, and I probably won't. Actually, that's probably a lie. I have like a thing for watching terrible films. But this is just the beginning. This is about halfway through this film. I haven't done it! Yet it is still absolute horseshit. Might as well finish it, I guess. We've gotten this far. Might as well. You wanna know how it ends? Everyone dies, but a handful of people, and the world blows up. That's not even the important part. The important part of this film is two things. A, yes, it's a bad film, but there are some enjoyable bad films, like for example Trolls, like I mentioned earlier. This is not one of those. And then the biggest part, there is no real purpose of the T-Rex in this, and it should not be called the Jurassic Dead. He's not even in it a lot, and the effects look terrible. And before people say, well, you know, they were in a low budget, you know, what did you expect, Jurassic Park? I'd like to point out Godzilla and King Kong, which came up way before this and actually looked really good by using different ways around it. What this movie should have been was a bunch of dinosaurs rampaging through a city that also happened to be zombies, destroying everything. Again, go look at Godzilla, for example. That is what it should have looked like. You guys should use stop motion animation or suitmation if you really wanted to. I'd do stop motion. For this, again, love suitmation. Godzilla is one of my favorite franchises. But this was just a mess. The dinosaur didn't really have, like I said before, didn't really have a purpose. He was there. He ended up killing the main bad guy, who no one really cared about. And then all of a sudden the world blows up and he's like, oh, I win. And it's like, well, you're dead. And he goes, oh, that's what I meant to do. I meant, you know, it's okay, I'm dead. And it's like, oh, well, okay. Duke Nukem comes back as a zombie, and he's actually the main threat. He is the main threat throughout the end of this film. The climax is mostly around him. The T-Rex kind of just does his own thing in the background and doesn't really... To call it Jurassic Dead not only infers that there be more than one dinosaur, but infers that it would be the main focus of the film, but it wasn't. And I've heard that there is some alternative titles, like I believe a Zombie T-Rex, which... Even then, yes, but that's like me calling Alien Cat. Because yes, there is a cat in it, but it really doesn't do anything. The T-Rex kills two characters. And then the main bad guy. That's it. That's Jurassic Dead. It is the worst thing a film can do, which is not deliver on its promises, have terrible effects. The beginning of the film is completely out of focus. Everything is green screened and looks like a porn shoot. I would suggest maybe picking this up and enjoying this drunk. That is what this film is. It is a good time while you're drunk, but a sober you would not like this film. You have higher expectations, hopefully. If you really want to watch a bad film that still has entertainment value, go watch Food Fight, Trolls 1 and 2, Silent Night, Deadly Night, really anything on the Bad Movie channel that you can check on YouTube. You know, hey, he was on our show at one point, maybe go show him back a little bit of love, though, you know. But this film... I'm just disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. So hell, while you're looking forward for Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdoms to come out, watch Jurassic Park. Not this giant piece of shit. Why do we have to give better credit to Spielberg? Because I didn't know that dinosaurs were such a tragic idea. I honestly thought this was a pretty solid idea until I saw the movie and it fell apart faster than wet bread. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm done with this film. Welcome to season 3.